Alright guys, so it's been a while since I've done a proper in-theater movie day, and I'm super excited about this one. Mainly not only because, we were in a shutdown for 5 months, but it's been a while since I did a in-theater movie day. The last one I did was Fantasy Island, I believe, back in February, so that's a very long time. We're talking about 6 months since I last uploaded one of these videos. I did do one for Onward, Bloodshot, and The Hunt back in March. But I got a little busy with online schooling, so I did not get to record a review for those. And look, the movie theaters just open, and I start college on Monday. So I'm just gonna take advantage of the last few days I have. I'm gonna go watch a movie today. I was gonna go see Unhinged, but unfortunately I did not make it to that showtime. So I'm gonna watch the new Train to Busan movie, Train to Busan Peninsula. It's gonna be in IMAX, and I'm excited because I love the original Train to Busan movie. In my opinion, Train to Busan, the first movie, really reinvented the zombie genre, because the zombie genre is one that I'm just kind of sick of, because I feel like it's the same shtick every time. But I think what they did with Train to Busan was really damn good. If you guys have not seen Train to Busan, I really recommend it. I just recently watched it actually. It's on Netflix and Amazon Prime Video, so definitely watch that. Really good watch, really good movie. So I'm about to go watch the sequel. I'm excited. So yeah, let's go in and let's start this movie day. So another quick thing, I did go to the 15-cent movies last night. So I did come to the movies last night. I saw Grease, fantastic experience. I think AMC's handling things pretty well with the whole coronavirus situation. It's really up to the audience though, because I did note that there were a few people who were not eating concessions that had their mask off. So please, I cannot stress this enough. If you're going to the movies, be smart, stay safe about it, and have your mask on, please. It's to not only protect yourself, but protect others. So don't be a selfish prick, wear your mask. So PSA done, let's start this movie day. They removed all the standees, ticket stub thing. We got the wipies right here, which we should probably get one. Shit.
If you're not an AMC Dub member, join the generation of survivors. Worlds that will break your heart. Worlds that will put it back together.
Alright guys, so I did go see Train to Busan Peninsula and IMAX, and I gotta say, as far as the audience goes, I thought they were very well behaved compared to yesterday, because like I mentioned yesterday, or like I mentioned earlier in this video from yesterday's experience at AMC, is that there were a lot of people who were not eating and had their mask off. That was not the case here. The people who had their mask off were eating, and the people who were not eating had their mask on. See, people, it's not that hard. If my whole audience could wear a mask during a 2-hour movie, so can you guys. And if you guys can, then just don't go to the movies. It's simple as that. Don't put others at risk. Simple as that. But anyways, Train to Busan Peninsula, I saw it. I was very excited for this movie because, like I stated in the beginning of this video, I love the first Train to Busan movie. I really thought it reinvented that horror zombie movie genre, because for the most part, the zombie genre has just been really worn out up to this point, because it's just the same thing over and over again with every zombie movie. The same generic plot, same characters, same consequences, same everything. And what Train to Busan did is it took a really simple story and it really expanded on it, not only like in a horror zombie movie genre, but also like emotionally. Like, that movie was very emotional. It had a lot of heart to it. And that first Train to Busan movie was very gripping and suspenseful. And I think one of the best things about that movie is that it felt super real. Yes, of course, it's a zombie movie, but it felt super real because I think mainly because it was a very well directed movie, super well acted, and it's honestly one of the best zombie movies in general that I have seen, especially in recent memory. And I was very much looking forward to Train to Busan Peninsula. It's not a straight sequel, but it is a movie that takes place in the same story. I mean, in the same franchise, of course, same universe as the first Train to Busan movie. I think this movie takes place like 4 years after the original. So about the same length that we got the first movie, like 4 years ago. And I have to be honest with you guys, I was super disappointed with this movie. It's not very good. It really isn't. And it sucks because, again, like I said, that first movie is very special. It reinvented the genre, and it had it had such a simple story, and it managed to do so much with it. I can't really say the same here because, the movie also kind of has a simple story to it, but unfortunately it just doesn't branch out very well because there's just way too many ideas thrown all at once, almost like they were trying to fit a 3 hour movie into an hour and 55 minutes. And there were just so many ideas that really went nowhere or really didn't expand anywhere. And I'm not gonna lie, the first half of this movie was actually kind of decent. And matter of fact, I actually was really enjoying myself in the first half of the movie. Although I think one of my major complaints with not just the first half, but the entire movie is that whereas in the first movie, I think it uses like its unsettling imagery to really get you like scared and of course really get you like pumped up to watch this movie at the same time. I cannot really say the same thing here because in this movie it was more of a zombie movie that really tries to use jump scares to really scare the audience. And honestly, the best type of horror movies are the ones that really unsettle you, and the ones that really use like its horror to basically just how would I say this? There's a person walking over here, so it's super awkward. But the best type of horror movies are the ones that really use its creepy imagery to really immerse you into the story and really kind of scare you. But a lot of horror movies, of course, use jump scares, and that's just the same thing here. This movie just relies on jump scares. This movie was never really all that suspenseful at all. If anything, there were some very good action scenes in the beginning of the movie, like in the first half of the movie. In particular, this one scene where there's this kid like drifting his car, and like there's like a bunch of zombies fleeing his way, and he's just like drifting his car, and he's basically like kicking them all out of the way. It's a very good scene, and I think that the action is pretty well directed here. Unfortunately, there is just a lot of action here that really serves no purpose at all. And this really didn't feel like a Train to Busan movie because the zombies were very underutilized. Um, I get that they were trying to like I get that they were trying to do like this. I would say I don't know if I would say heist movie, but they were trying to like get the job done in the middle of the peninsula as they call it, which is the place that they call where all the zombies are at. But it really kind of went nowhere, and it really kind of did nothing with its premise, which is really disappointing. And also the characters, in the first movie, there's this really heart felt relationship between this man and his daughter, and that's like the whole heart and soul to the movie. And here, I can't really say the same because all the characters here are just generic and bland and just kind of boring, and they don't make the story any better, unfortunately. Um, but like I said, the first half of the movie is enjoyable. It has its moments, definitely with its action scenes, and it actually kind of sets up the story pretty well. But where it all falls apart is in the second act, where it just kind of does nothing. And matter of fact, I was very underwhelmed with the third act of the movie because it has so much zombie action in the third act of the movie that it just kind of all felt meaningless. Like I was not suspended. I was not in suspense like I was with the first movie. This movie didn't really have the tension, and it didn't really have that whole immersion that the first one has to really creep you out and really kind of scare you and unsettle you. This is just the problem here is that this movie was made more for American audiences because the movie just uses stylized action to appeal to American audiences, and it doesn't use any of the special, unique horror takes that the first movie had. And again, that's just very unfortunate, and I honestly thought it was kind of unnecessary to appeal to the North American audience, even with its stylized action. Like, if I'm even being honest with you, some of the action again in the first half is really good, but the action in the last half is just kind of boring. There's this really long car chase scene with all these zombies and everything, and it had so much potential to be awesome, but I was kind of bored watching it. So unfortunately, this is one of those movies that really chooses style over substance, and that sucks, especially for a Train to Busan movie. So with that being said, I'm gonna give Train to Busan Peninsula a very disappointing C minus. Also, as far as the IMAX experience goes, I actually thought that that was one of the better parts of seeing this movie in theaters. Of course, the movie wasn't very good, but one of the better parts was actually being immersed into this movie. Even though it was a very underwhelming movie, I thought that the IMAX really kind of made up for the whole theatrical experience because I thought that the movie looked pretty good on a large IMAX scale screen. Some of the CGI does not look good, but there are a handful of scenes that really do manage to stand out on the larger IMAX screen, and I think that the sound mixing has to be the best part of this IMAX experience. There's a lot of immersion in terms of sound, like the score and the musical score is just super loud, super immersive, and it actually like makes you feel like you're part of the actual movie or part of a musical concert or whatever. The score is pretty good, and it's even better in IMAX, and I think that the action in general, no matter, even though I thought the action was kind of boring, it was loud, it had that oomph to the sound, and it was a worthy IMAX experience. But I still wouldn't really, not even with the IMAX experience, I still really wouldn't recommend going out to go see this movie. Maybe just wait to rent it at home. But if you do see it in IMAX, I don't think you're going to be disappointed because the picture is good and the sound is very good. So yeah, so that's it for Train to Busan Peninsula. I'm going to be seeing Inception in IMAX tomorrow with my friend. I'm very excited for that. Although I'm not going to be doing a movie day. My next movie day, I do plan on going to see Unhinged later in the week. And then next week, I already got my tickets for New Mutants in Dolby. And during this movie, they decided to drop tickets for Tenet, so I had to walk out of the theater, get my tickets for Tenet. I got it for IMAX September 1st, so I'm excited about that. My most anticipated movie of the year, by the way. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It was a lot of fun doing this movie day for you guys, and stay safe and wear a mask. I'll see you guys later. Bye.